I know where we're going to start. All right. So, Mr. Jabbar, because if you haven't seen the videos of this guy running people over with this vehicle, you know, I'm not going to show it on this show. I'm not. It was pretty damn gruesome, and you know, I'm normally desensitized. That was rough, and some stuff you can't unsee. So in this particular case, this gentleman did the worst, but he seemed to be a normal guy. And that's why I wanted to show this clip, because right now they're showing us this picture of him with the dude looking like Al-Qaeda, and it turns out that he wasn't even that. He was a military guy. So let me share this out with you so you can see it. Sorry. And folks in the chat. So this is the guy that drove down the street, okay? And
you're sharing your OBS screen, bro.
I'm sharing the OBS screen. Okay. Well, that's not the screen that I wanted to share, was it? Sorry about that. So nonetheless, let me get back to it. Thought I clicked it. There we go. All right. Now we got it, right?
Perfect.
Gotcha. Okay. So we're going to just play his little video here because nobody's really seen this. All we've gotten was this picture of a guy that looks like a terrorist and some ISIS flag situation. So
property manager with
this is who he actually is.
Team lead at the Midas Group at Core Realty. I just want to say hello and let you know a little bit about me. So I'm born and raised in Beaumont, Texas, and now live in Houston. And I've been here all my life, traveling for the military, where I spent 10 years as a human resources specialist and IT specialist, where I learned the meaning of great service and what it means to be responsive and take everything seriously, dotting I's and crossing T's to make sure that things go off without a hitch. So I've taken those skills and applied them to my career as a real estate agent, where I feel like what really sets me apart from other agents is my ability to be able to, one, be a fierce negotiator. So not only do I
this isn't screaming terrorist to me though,
as quickly as possible or gets leased as quickly as possible, but I'm also going to take every ounce of energy and putting it into negotiating for you and for your property to get the best deal that you can possibly get for it. So once we get to the closing table, all the I's are going to be dotted, all the T's are going to be crossed, everything's going to go off without a hitch, and that is my word that I'm giving to you as your real estate agent.
All right, so real quick, before I get into my questions about this gentleman, I'm wondering why when they initially broke the story, they came out and they showed us a picture of him, and the picture was like this Al-Qaeda nigga, right? So I'm gonna let you see that. This is
Al-Qaeda nigga.
Yeah, this is the picture. Let me share this with you so you can see it. But this is the photo that they put out in the media, right? So in this picture, he looks like, you know, Samir Humblim Hassim Babim, right? But the guy's name is Nathaniel Fargus. Like, his name is Nathaniel. In the military, he was Nathaniel Fargus. According to the media and whatever investigation's been done so far, he was a pretty normal dude.
Well, he said his name in that video you just played, but he didn't say Nathaniel Vargas.
Fargus.
Or Fargus. He didn't say that.
No, he says his the you know the name I can't pronounce.
Jabbar,
that thing. But Shamsuddin, which actually stands or means son of religion, and not son like a child, like son, like the thing that is the power and the energy of religion. So that's a little weird.
Now, hold up now. Did they, because I didn't see those videos you were talking about, did they pull him? Oh, man, you know what you're sharing. I'm probably loud as hell. I'll wait.
No, just I got to talk to you about it. All right, you know what? I'll pull it off.
But it's very loud, yo. When it loops like that, it's very loud. I'm sorry to y'all if I was too loud for y'all ears. Did you actually see them pull him out of after he was shooting at the police? Did y'all see him? Like, do you physically know that it's him that they got at that point from the videos that you saw?
I didn't see anything. And that's the thing. They identify the man and they just tell us that that's what or who it is, right? And they don't really, we just have to take their word for it.
What made this guy choose New Orleans as a target?
This is where the questions come in. There's no real motive. Yeah, he went through a divorce or whatever, but then he was supposed to, according to them, the media sources, because they all of a sudden they got all the information in the world about a person in less than 24 fucking hours, but they act like they didn't know he was already a problem beforehand. But we're not going to get into that. But nonetheless, so he was going through a divorce with his wife, and there was a financial problem, and so he was one of those guys. He was just going through a rough time. But I just can't see how going through a divorce would make you want to all of a sudden go from wanting to, off your family, because that's what they said. He wanted to off his family, but decided not to do that and decided to join ISIS and try to off more people than his family. Like, that's the story they gave me. So that's...
But when is the last time anybody heard the word ISIS? Because I believe they changed the name. Like, I was talking to Bravo last night. He said they changed the name to ISIL.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even ISIS anymore.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But look, bro. They said when they found this guy, they found him with an ISIS flag and 3 IEDs in his truck, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is where it starts to look like the sprinkled a crack in the back of the car, cop thing. Like, hey, wait a minute, we just pulled this guy over. He's got crack back there.
Right.
All right. Why would anybody have explosive or improvised explosive devices in the car, but maul 15 people down before using them?
Well, from what I heard, or what they think, is that he attempted to use the explosives and it didn't work, so he resorted to driving the vehicle to just create carnage. That's what I've heard. Like I said, I didn't know the guy, so I don't have the full story on that, but that's really what brings...
Because right now, it just seems like he's guilty of having a Muslim name. Meaning, we got one.
Mm-hmm. So let's...
You know what I'm saying? Like somebody saw him.
Let's peel that onion. If you didn't notice, for anybody that was paying attention to the news cycle, the first time that they mentioned this act, they mentioned it in the act of terrorism. With the other situations, like in Las Vegas and the guy with the train, they did not say anything about terrorism. They keep trying to tell us that that's not terrorism, but this is. Why? Why does it have to be this guy's a terrorist and he had to be working with a bunch of other people? They found out he wasn't working with nobody else, or at least they don't see that as evidence right now. But initially they were like, he had a team and he was working with people. This was all over the media. And it turns out he was a military vet and he was going through a divorce. And then you wonder, well, what takes you from that place to now you got an ISIS flag on the back of a Toro rental? First of all, when you rent a vehicle, it's not that easy to strap a full-blown flag to the back of something if it doesn't have that holder on it. Why would he do all of that?
Bro, in his video, he was using some of the Army core values.
Mm-hmm.
And not to mention, this guy is a freaking HR specialist in the military before he was a realtor, bro.
Right.
So he wasn't dealing with combat. And then certain things in reality, when you say them out loud, you start to see, man, this just sounds dumb. Like if somebody was to come up to you and say, yeah, man, I just seen a black man with an ISIS flag. For what?
Right.
Where? Who does that? Where have you ever seen a black man with an ISIS flag?
Exactly. So why now? Why?
That's like a white guy just unalived somebody with a black power flag.
Right. Like why?
Where?
Why now? That's my question, is why all of a sudden this one act, because there were some others and they're seemingly connected, but they only mentioned the terrorism one with this dude. The other ones were just, angry white men, so to speak. Luigi Mangione.
No. Luigi, they called that an act of terrorism. They did call that an act of terrorism. But this guy with the Cybertruck, no. The guy on I-85 with
With the big
allegedly
rig.
with a bomb.
Yep.
But the black man with an ISIS flag and IEDs in the car is a terrorist. Now, I don't want to break this down. I don't want to go too deep into that.
Mm-hmm.
But it does seem like there is a motive. Like like maybe there's something coming down the pipe. Pause.
Yes, and it's coming down hard.
But something is like something that could be potentially about to happen, that maybe these incidents may be supposed to fuel. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you for helping me down the road that my brain was going, because I'm like, this too much connection here. So I'm gonna bring the story of the other dude whose name is Matthew Livelsberger, I want to say. He's the Cybertruck guy. Now, there is a connection between these folks in the fact that they both are military personnel, and they both served in the same units, or at least from the same locations, bases, and both served in Afghanistan during the same period of time. So I find that to be interesting. And I do wonder, what are they doing to my boys down at Bragg? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's going on down there? So let me bring this to the people, man. Let me bring this to you. Bring this to the people. Let me know if you can hear that.
Says it has found no definitive link between the New Orleans attack and a Tesla Cybertruck explosion outside of the Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. A man found in the driver's seat of that burned vehicle has been tentatively identified as this man, 37-year-old Matthew Livelsberger, threw tattoos and personal belongings in the vehicle. He was a member of the Army's Green Berets living in Colorado. Officials believe he shot himself just before the explosion. Among the charred items found inside that truck were 2 firearms, both purchased legally, a number of fireworks, a passport, a military ID, and credit cards. Investigators say the driver's body is burnt beyond recognition.
I'm feeling comfortable to give you this information is a tremendous amount of substantial evidence, to include he rented the Turo vehicle. There are 2 tattoos, one of which was on the stomach and one of which is on the arm, that we can see bits and pieces of it as in comparison to what it is that we now know he had on his body.
7 people standing nearby were injured in that explosion. Investigators say the Cybertruck was rented in Colorado. Police are also thanking Elon Musk for providing video from charging stations that are helping in the investigation. The FBI says.
So, now I'm going to address something with the Elon Musk thing. Okay, I don't know why they threw that in there. Elon Musk and Tesla providing video cameras. They didn't think anybody else to provide a video.
Bro.
And Elon's
that right there.
Yeah.
That right there is fishy, man.
It stink, don't it? And check this out, right? So Elon's been on X talking about you picked the wrong truck to try to do that in because Cybertrucks are this and that. So he's basically using it as a damn Tesla commercial to say that these trucks are so strong that you can blow up a bunch of stuff in front of a building and it doesn't even break the glass. And he's literally using it as a positive propaganda for Tesla. So that's
I want to go get a Tesla truck because of that now.
Yeah, because if it can withstand that, then it can withstand an old lady driving at 45 and hitting me from the side.
The people are thanking Elon Musk for his
Yeah, what kind of shit is that? What the people are thanking Elon Musk for what? He probably didn't offload any of that data at all. He didn't have to do anything. They just called up whoever because it's an investigation and they got it done. Why Elon? Man, screw that, man. They paid for that. Elon Musk paid for that.
I tell you exactly why they mentioned his name. For the exact same reason why us mentioning his name right now will bring people in, because of the captions on this show.
Mm-hmm.
When you mention his name, it's views.
That's goofy, though.
Oh my God, Elon Musk was sharing his video.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing. Elon Musk is just a business person who does have a lot of stake in the in this new government thing that he's working on. He's definitely put himself in a good position as a businessman.
Yes, he has.
But I feel a certain type of way about the fact that he utilized that to promote the Cybertruck, which from a sales perspective has not done anywhere near as well as he had hoped for. So I hate to say it, but in America, somebody be like, that's a damn good truck. You know what
I'm trying to figure out how that thing passed any inspections. It literally looks like a refrigerator.
Yeah.
Like, if you get hit by a Cybertruck, it's going to either crush you or cut you in half. Like, there's no surviving that. Like, it literally looks like industrial kitchen equipment with windows.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. And that's the thing about it is, like I said, I've seen a few Cybertrucks that were wrapped. Those look okay, but the basic ones, like with the basic like kind of off gold color and shit like that, looks like a dumpster with wheels, man. Just rolling down the street. I just be wanting to throw trash in it. I don't know. So, so
looks like one of them Space Odyssey vehicles on the front of that old album cover back like in the 80s.
So
it looks like your child drew it.
So let me take it back to our situation here. So they dug a little bit deeper into these guys, and they found out that the one from the Cybertruck explosion, he's a Ukrainian supporter and some neo-Nazi Ukrainian thing. They found that, or they're saying they found that. So now they want us looking at the Ukraine thing, and then we've got this ISIS thing on the side. And like you said, ISIS hasn't been brought up in quite a minute. And if people don't remember, ISIS was created by the U.S. We totally funded it. Like, we totally funded that.
Totally.
We totally created that. So every time you mention ISIS, just think U.S. government. Because that's who the hell paid for the training. That's who set it all up. And then they decided, all right, we're just going to do our own thing. And we're just not going to do it the way the U.S. wants us to do it. So then the U.S. said they were bad. But initially, they weren't a terrorist group. It wasn't until they said... What is that?
This is why I love how you set this show up today. You started with a police officer fucking with goddamn Ice-T, right?
Right.
So imagine that police officer just taking some cocaine or something and throw it in his back seat while he's giving him the papers. He just tosses that. He's like, hey, that ain't mine. I feel like with this guy, Jabbar, that's what happened, bro. He's got the wrong name. Something happened, and they threw the terrorist starter kit, man. They just dropped the ISIS flag in there, a couple of little, like, broken time pieces that look like IEDs. Right. And they're like, hey, we got a terrorist on our hands.
But that's the other thing, the Cybertruck guy, and real quick, thanks for stopping in the chat, Jerry. Well, I know it's a 5-minute hold, but I got to make sure y'all serious about the conversation before jumping in. We get trolls sometimes, so it's nothing personal. But thanks for the subscription and everything. Really do. But here's the thing. The ISIS flag, I don't know. I saw it on the truck. I saw the camera angle where he moved around. And with all of these cameras, it's kind of like everything's in HD till you need to fucking see it. You ever notice that? Everything that they show is like in HD, but the second you're like, all right, what's going on right here? All of a sudden, the camera that's $1,000 is blurry as hell.
Got the Gaussian blur.
Right, got the whole surface blur going on the joint. And you're like, well, did somebody do that on purpose? But here's my question, right? This guy, the other guy, not Sam Sedin Halaboom, the Beam Beam Beam, but this other guy, okay? The other guy, Matthew Livelsberger, this dude was like a special ops guy, 10th Regiment somewhere. So he was like supposed to be explosives or not explosives, automation and robot technology. Like that's what he was into. So why would he try to blow up a truck in front of a Trump hotel with fireworks and gas when he could get his hands on all of them nice-ass guns that you saw? Why he couldn't just get some real explosives? It was really a fireworks display is what people saw. That stuff was only going to be so destructive because it was a fireworks display. Not saying fireworks can't blow shit up. I'm just saying it was a C4, and this guy could have gotten that. So if he was really trying to do something, why didn't he get the correct tools to do it? Like if you're going to blow yourself up, why do you have all those guns in the car? Like, why shoot yourself in the head? Why does any of that shit happen? Why none of it makes sense? It stinks. It stinks. Something is not right here, yo.
Because 10 years ago, the puppet masters could have gotten away with this, and not many people would have said anything. But now they're trying to do the same silly shit that they used to do.
Right.
Only difference is people are like, hey, wait a minute. Come on, son.
Right.
Like, none of that makes sense.
You're bringing me an ISIS person who is an American military veteran named Nathaniel. That wouldn't have flown, but when he changed his name to Sam Sarada, then it's very believable, right?
Yeah,
and then
go
they put
to jail,
then they put the picture up, and they didn't put the picture up of the dude with the suit on selling real estate. They put up the shit that looked like a damn 9/11 terrorist. You know what I'm saying? It looked like he was fresh off the Israel boat, or not Israel boat, but the Islam boat or whatever, right? So why put that picture up and say this is the terrorist guy? But the other dude, Matt Roosberger, whatever, he gets a nice little military picture, whatever. But they from the same place, same bases, same services, same tours.
I don't know where you sure, because you said Fort Bragg earlier, but they were saying
everybody goes to Bragg, don't they?
I didn't go to
basic.
Bragg. I did go to Bragg. No, not for basic. Basic, you go to like Jackson. What's that spot in Missouri? Leonard Wood.
Right. So,
Bragg is airborne central, and they ain't even really airborne no more. But it's called Fort Liberty now.
Okay.
But that the white guy he was out in Colorado. I don't know what post that was, but I know wherever he was, it was probably cold as shit.
Well, no, that's where he was coming from at the time of this. But both of them did do.
Well, Bragg is a breeding ground for psychopaths. I will say that,
and that's what I wanted to ask you about. I didn't want to assume anything because
I don't like going to Fort Liberty. I hate going to Fort Liberty, man. It's weird. It's just weird over there.
I know, bro. Brix been to Bragg, so anything we need to talk about, sir? Before you
go
and
you know what? What's crazy about Fort Liberty, what used to be Bragg, is the ratios in SAs. It's more male on male SA at Fort Liberty than it is male on female. Yeah, like by a huge margin.
Nah, that's something I didn't know.
Bragg is training psychopaths, bro.
And
the hazing that used to go on in the airborne division is ridiculous over there, bro. People come out of there damaged.
These guys went through there, and both of them at the point of doing these acts, both of them were going through relationship issues, divorces, things like that. And then apparently were militarized by, one was ISIS and the other one was some Ukrainian neo-Nazi group. Or at least this is what they're telling us. I don't know what the guy's browser history is.
I didn't see them pull this guy out. I'd have to watch.
I didn't see them pull anybody out, honestly. But it's like if the guy was burned beyond recognition, why did his license and passport and all that stuff make it out okay?
Because fire clearly burns through flesh faster than it does paper.
Yeah, but it burned guns. It burned the guns up.
That's what I'm saying, bro. That's why it all reeks of, like, the problem with, like, let's just for lack of a better term, let's just call whoever's in charge of all of this the Illuminati. The problem with this Illuminati now is they're too young. Like, we had a much better Illuminati back in the day when it came to doing fuck shit like
they
this.
were definitely a little more precision based.
Yeah, like, his body was burned beyond recognition, but his passport and license are in pristine condition. The guns were
the name on it and everything.
Yeah,
dude.
the guns were melted. His Facebook page was left open on his phone. Like, come on. The black guy that did this shit had an ISIS flag.
Right. Like, come on, man. Come on.
That's bad. Like, bro, like, I don't like to get into the 9/11 talks too much, but this is when you knew the Illuminati was going down the hill, because they dropped one building that didn't even get hit, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
He said, yeah,
vibration caused the other tower to go down.
yeah, it was just it wanted to get with, it felt like family, so it went down with the rest of them. Like, what the fuck?
Yo,
and we
this
just
is the worst.
happen. We just let it happen.
Yo,
Like, okay, whatever.
Like it's all too. Like, y'all are not doing a good job being public bastards anymore.
Right, you're really losing it here, and we see it, and we're talking about it right here. Alternative media, you can't stop me from seeing the bullshit. I see it. I saw it as soon as this thing happened. I said, "Damn, this dude." When they said his name was Shim Shalabim, I was like, I said, "Damn, how long has he been in the country? Is he one of them illegals they've been talking about?" No, homegrown, bro. Named Nathaniel.
Nathaniel Fargus. This guy's got he's a healthy team lead, at a realty business.
Yeah, come on, man. Like what's going on? That's my question. What takes a person who's that and turns them into driving down the street, mauling people with an ISIS flag? Like,
what takes a person with a fucking arsenal in the damn cyber truck to say, man, I'm gonna just blow this shit up. Like, what the fuck?
And then I'm gonna shoot myself and then blow the shit up. So I'm gonna shoot myself, then blow the shit up.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Right? That's what they want me to believe. So
I don't want anybody to have these guns on his cyber truck.
Right.
Where did he shoot himself?
In the head. That's what they're saying is he shot him.
He shot him.
Yo, this is the story. This is what they saying. They say he pulled up in front of the Trump hotel, shot himself in the head and lit a fuse, I guess at the same time, and then the shit blew up. So he wasn't even going to be, like, think about it. I would at least, if I was going to shoot myself in the head, I'm just talking from self, right? I would have got out the truck so I could at least see the explosion thing and then do the headshot thing. Right. I want to see the shit. I done drove all the way from Colorado out here.
This is why they should have never got rid of libraries.
They said he shot himself in the head and ignited a fuse at the same time. I'm like, nah, that's not something you can do.
How, Sway?
Right. So, I don't know.
I couldn't. I had a hard time learning how to pat myself on the head and rub my stomach.
And Jerry Well asked a great question, which is a good question as well. Wouldn't the gun spark the fire? Maybe, but you won't know, and you can't be sure because you done shot yourself in the head. You know what I'm saying? So you don't even know if you're going to be successful with this mission. If you shoot, you got to go with the explosion. So
we don't know. We don't know what the materials were for this. But
it was gasoline and fireworks.
Okay. Well, yeah. Then a spark could have if it was gasoline. But
it was in the back. So
wait a minute, gasoline and fireworks?
Yeah, it wasn't. That's why I was saying that guy could have got C4. He had all the machine guns and shit that you can't buy as a regular citizen. Only military people can get some of that stuff. So you could have got real explosives.
So again, what you're saying?
Gasoline and fireworks.
This man packed up his car.
No, he got a Toro. A Toro. He rented it.
Okay, I get it. But what I'm saying is that what the Cybertruck is called, a Toro?
No. Toro is the app he used to rent the Cybertruck. So somebody's out of a Cybertruck that they rented out on Toro. I don't know who that owner is, but you know.
Okay, but either way. So he packs up this Cybertruck with an arsenal.
Right.
And says, I'm going to the Trump Hotel to park with fireworks and gasoline. I'm going to blow me and these guns up. But I'm going to make sure that my passport and my ID don't melt that which melted guns.
Right. Yeah, makes perfect sense.
The Illuminati is not as good as it used to be anymore, bro.
Now, here's the thing. I see in the comments saying that there was probably a spark in the truck when he shot himself. That could have happened. But
it could have happened.
All the shit was in the back. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta, it's in the back. Like if it's a pickup truck. So there's a separation between the cab and it's in the back.
Look, for the people that are commenting, are you commenting so that he doesn't look like an idiot? Or like I don't understand.
Yes,
I don't understand why you're saying that. Like what's the motive behind that? Are you just trying to say, well, the spark could if it's okay,
yeah, that's
spark,
how he did it. It was how he shot himself and ignited that at the same time. But here's the point: is if you drove up from Colorado with the intent of blowing shit up, if you shoot yourself in the head before you do so, you're not going to be able to carry out what you came there to do. And you can't bank on the fact that the spark is going to set off some shit in the back. Right?
Well, there's also this.
It doesn't make sense. None of it makes fucking sense, man. It just stinks. I don't know, man.
It's like trying to go to your own funeral. Like, that screams, hey, look at me, I'm ending my life. Like,
right. But
do you really care that much? I mean,
the dude was on vacation. He's active duty. And he was on leave.
Oh, he's active?
Yeah, he's active on leave with no prior issues in the military. Totally clean record. No criminal record, no nothing. This guy was clean as a damn whistle with Afghanistan tours and all types of stuff. And the only thing that they could really say was wrong with him was he was going through something with his ex-wife or some shit. And then all of a sudden...
Which one are we talking about? Cybertruck dude or...
That's what I'm saying. Both of them were military people. The Cybertruck dude was still active. The other guy was retired. But it wasn't a dishonorable discharge. You know what I'm saying? So he may still have worked with the reserves or something. I don't know. But the Cybertruck guy and this guy, you know, shim, they all had issues with these ex-wives. So why all of a sudden it's got to be everybody's got problems with their wife or ex-wife? And because
I mean, there's
of that,
better ways to change the court systems than just making all of this about an ex-wife, bro. I mean, divorces are hard, bro.
Maybe there is.
You would think they would leave a note. Like, if somebody was pissed off about a divorce, he'd be like, you know what? This woman has just put me through everything. People don't just off themselves because of that. Like, most times people would off the wife.
Well, that's what the first guy, well, they said that he was going to do that, but then decided to run the truck down the street instead. Like, first of all, who puts that much thought into it to write down, I was going to kill the wife and the child, but instead I'm going to just go down the street.
Yeah. Let me grab my ISIS flag.
Right, let me grab my ISIS flag and go rent a Toro vehicle, somebody else's shit. And they're probably calling up, do you have that flag mount on the back of your pickup?
Word.
Yeah.